Hello and welcome back to my channel, Divine Libra Wisdom. This is the reading for the month of May for fire signs. We're looking at the energies for the month of May, as well as what the themes, situations that fire signs may experience for the month of May. Okay, so first things first, we are going to go through the tarot first and then the oracle cards. But before I do that, I know that we are 4 days in to the month of May, but again, divine timing, like I've said in the past, the previous readings I've done, all in divine time. So if you're listening to this right now, then you are right on time. Okay, and it's never too late. Okay, so fire signs, we're going to start with judgment, and of course I may bump around to the oracle cards if something comes out that I feel is necessary to say as it pertains to one of the tarot cards. But of course, we'll put it all together, and of course I will have your affirmation at the end, but you may be seeing it on the picture already. But I know my handwriting is a little chicken scratch. So don't come for me for my handwriting. But yeah, I'll say what it says on that affirmation card. Okay, so all right, we're gonna start with judgment. So yeah, what I get from this card, I feel like fire signs, you all may be at the start of this month and maybe even throughout the month, you may be feeling like you're being judged or critiqued. It may feel harsh to you, but I don't really get. I feel like it's more so constructive criticism. But for you, it may feel more harsh than what it actually is. Or you may be doing the judging, if that makes sense. Because I get a sense of maybe two parties sort of judging each other instead of sort of coming to like a resolution for certain things at first. And I'm sort of looking at the Medusa Rage card. I know, like what I just said about going through the tarot first, but with rage and judgment aligning, to me, it just really feels like because you're being critiqued on something, and I'm getting that sense this could be like a boss at your workplace, or some kind of manager. I'm getting micromanaging, and this could only be like a handful of you. I'm getting micromanaging. Someone could be trying to micromanage you, or disregard your work or downplay it, and you're feeling some type of way about that, and it's causing you to be angry about it. But the best thing to do in that type of situation is try to find like a mediator, or just make sure you document every type of interaction with this person, just so that you don't have whatever's happening, it can be documented, right? And that other person, or the boss person, can't say that you didn't do something. Say for instance they ask you to do a certain project, or you're working on a certain project, or completing some type of work or whatever, and they have all these stipulations and caveats as to why the way that you did it isn't right or correct or whatever. You want to have all your ducks in a row just in case you need to go to HR, or you have to go to someone that's above your boss, something like that. So that could be just a small percentage of y'all going through that. But for others of you, I feel like, again, you all are sort of, you're feeling judged for some reason. You're feeling judged for some reason, or you could be judging someone, or you could be judging yourself for something that maybe you've done in the past, or maybe something that just happened recently, and you're like, did I react, the right way? Is there anything that I could have done better? So this could be something that you're sort of going through at this moment right now. It's sort of like you reacted a certain way in a certain situation, and now you're sort of, trying to, you're sort of going over it in your head, like, dang, did I act or react the best way? And you could be sort of like going back and forth about that, and this could also be causing you anger or rage or whatever. Like, dang, why did I act like that? Why did I do that? If such and such didn't happen, then maybe this wouldn't happen. So I get the sense of like going back and forth, you all being really, really in your head about that. Okay. So, all right, moving forward to Ten of Pentacles. So with the Ten of Pentacles, this is more about stability. With the Ten of Pentacles, you're not worrying about certain things. You expect better outcomes. You're more at peace. And this is, to me, with the Ten of Pentacles, it feels like a weight has been lifted with Ten of Pentacles, because now you sort of weather a storm, and now you're coming on the other side of it. You're in a better place. You can sort of like breathe a sigh of relief, if that makes sense. You're getting on top of things. And 10 is, it's all about like that sort of like completement. That's not a word. Completing something or coming to the end of something. Sort of like 9. The number 9 is about endings and that type of stuff. 10 is like, the ending of something, but also like a new beginning too. So this could be like a new way of life for you. After coming out of that judgment energy, you're sort of moving forward, and things are sort of looking up. Okay. And then with the Sun card, in this case, because this card came out in, I believe, the Earth sign reading, so there may be messages in there for you. And I encourage, and I forgot to mention this in my other readings, but definitely check out your other placements if you feel called to. They can give you better insight sometimes, more insight, not better insight, but more insight into whatever it is you're going through, or whatever it is you're experiencing. And it'll give you more confirmation as well. So definitely check that out. Okay. So I'm sorry if my voice sounds like it is. I'm sort of losing it for some reason as I'm trying to record these readings. Luckily, I only have one more to record. So yeah, I'll get a drink of water at some point. To sort of clear my throat. Anyway, so back to the Sun card. Again, this is with the 10 coming out of the 10 of Pentacles. I feel like, you all are in better spirits, moving on from that rage feeling feeling like you're being judged, or even like self-judging, sort of downing yourself, that negative self-talk. You're better in better spirits, with the Sun. The young girl on the card, she just looks like she's in total bliss. She's happy. She's excited. Things are bright. Things are, better. So yeah, we're going into, so we kind of touched on Medusa Rage, that card. So we're going to go to the next Oracle card, which is, maybe Kumba Bang. I hope I said that correctly. But this card is Speak Up. And, with Speak Up, I just get the sense of like standing up for what's right. Not being afraid to, again, going back to that energy that I picked up of someone being micromanaged at their job, don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to like, look, I, and you don't have to, because I know with fire signs, you're very, very quick, sharp tongued, very quick to fire signs sort of they react before they think, and so it has its benefits in doing that, and sometimes it's there's a time and a place, if that makes sense. That old adage that we say. So with this speak up, I feel like there's a way to be respectful, and tell somebody to knock it off. You know what I mean? There's a way to set boundaries without being nasty with it, if that makes sense. So I feel like this card speak up is sort of telling you, hey, if there are issues with a certain person, that's trying to micromanage you, or who's casting unfair judgments on you, there's a way to talk to that person and be like, hey, I don't appreciate what you're accusing me of, or what you're saying about me. And instead of you saying these things, or trying to make me doubt myself, make me feel a certain way, how about we discuss this stuff? How about we sit down and be like, and hash things out? Because I know with certain people, especially with bosses, sometimes that this is, the scenario for you all. Sometimes you have to, because they have their way of doing things, and you as, an employee, you may have your way of doing things. You have your set of, qualifications. What's the word I'm thinking of? A skill set, and they have theirs. And a lot of times, we may want to approach things differently. However, when you work somewhere, when it's a work setting, you sort of have to compromise. You have to find a general consensus. I can't even talk. Consensus. I don't know why that word was so difficult for me to say, but anyway, we all, you all have to come together for the greater good, and that sounds cliche, but that's the truth. There can be people who lead, and they dictate, but when it's, when people come together, and there's mutual, I can't even speak tonight for some reason, there's mutual respect for one another, then that makes all the difference in the world. So again, there's a way to approach certain things. There's a way to talk to each other, and try to come to an understanding. Now, if you find that this person is unwilling to compromise, unwilling to see your side of things, and then that's when you need like a mediator, or like have you may have to go to HR, or you may have to go to their boss, or whatever. But all in all, and I said all that to say, I kind of went off on a tangent, but anyway, I said all that to say that don't be afraid to speak up and speak your mind. Okay, there's a way to do it that that doesn't involve getting rowdy, getting upset. Just speak your piece, keep your documents, if it's a work situation. But if it's just a regular, like say it's a significant other, you all are not seeing eye to eye, don't be afraid to speak up and tell your significant other what's on your mind, because otherwise, if you don't speak up, then no one will know. they won't know that there is an issue that, with something that they're doing. They won't know that, this thing is hurting them or hurting you rather, or, making you feel some type of way. Okay. All right. So going to Queen Asantewa, level up, with aligning with the sun, as well as I feel like it's tapping into the Ten of Pentacles as well, leveling up. Like I said, you're moving from that judgment energy into a sort of bliss state. And with leveling up, you could be like literally moving into a better position. Literally moving, this could be like a new home, a new house, or a new house, a new car, new opportunities. Maybe this could be like, you can go on a vacation and you can fly first class now, any, that type of thing, anything, anything that feels like a level up for you, can be considered here. Okay. So I just really feel like after coming out of this sort of stormy, sort of cloudy, sort of murky type energy with the Judgment card, you move into the Ten of Pentacles and the Sun, and things are a lot better than how they may start for the month of May, for you all fire signs. You may come to, you may have an epiphany on something. You may be able to see a clearer path, for some sort of obstacle you faced. You may, when I think of level up, you figure things out, you figure something out, and you're like, oh, I can do this, or hey, I figured it out. I didn't think I would be able to figure it out, but I have the money to do this thing. I mentioned travel, so maybe you may get the money that you didn't think you would be able to get, or think you would be able to have, and you can upgrade that flight to first class. You can go to the destination that you really wanted to go to for whatever reason. Excuse me. So yeah, the Sun to me is, in this case, and with an aligner with level up, it's like you are in a better state of mind. You're in a better place. You can move forward without being afraid of something happening. The Sun to me is like a positive outcome. It's a positive omen, in my opinion. It's a happy card. It's a great card to get in a reading. So, yeah, you all, if it felt like you, weren't on the right page or the right path, you absolutely are. Things are looking up, and, you're happy. Okay. So your affirmation for, the month of May is, I love all of me to the best of my ability. And so with that makes me think of, again, this level up energy. You're in a position to where you can really dote on yourself, love on yourself, treat yourself, maybe even perhaps treat your friends, treat your family. You don't have to, especially with the Ten of Pentacles, you may not be having to worry about money so much. At this moment, you have a little leeway, you have a little cushion, wiggle room. So yeah, you're in a better place. Okay, so hopefully that resonated, fire signs. If it did, please let me know in the comment section. I love to hear from you all. And if my readings are reaching, people. And also, speaking of that, consider sharing the video. I've been listening to TT, if you know what I mean, lives over there. So I'm speaking a lingo. Anyway, share the video if you think other fire signs may like to hear this reading or whatever. Consider liking the video. It really helps my channel continue to grow and reach other people. And consider subscribing. I'll be coming out with new readings, of course. And of course, look forward to the June readings for the elements when it comes time for that. And yeah, thanks for listening. Hope you have a good night.